If you didn't get invited, don't show up. Get ready with me while I tell you the time I had to confront and kick out an old friend from my house. We're gonna call this old friend Alyssa. We stopped now, but almost every year for my brother's and I's birthday, we would always have a party with grupo and we would invite a lot of friends and family. That year, very last minute, one of my brothers decided that he wanted to have a party. Since it wasn't my party, my brother was asking me and my other brother who it is that we are inviting. That way we have like count for food, beverages, grupo, and all of that. My brother kindly asked that we only invite people who are not drama, because we've had a lot of parties at my parents' house where there always ends up being drama, especially if there's alcohol involved or if there's like certain people who don't like each other attending the same event. So I nearly almost forgot to apply some concealer. What the heck? At this point, my older brother starts to read the little roster that he made for the people that he invited, and the moment he named one specific guy, I was like, oh, I'm not inviting this girl. Obviously at this girl we named her Alyssa. The only reason I mentioned that if this one guy friend is getting invited, we definitely shouldn't invite Alyssa, because Alyssa and this guy have history, they're exes. As her friend, I already know how she can be, especially with alcohol, so I just much rather avoid any drama or any potential fights and arguments, especially because this is my brother's birthday party, not mine. So now it's the day of the party that my brothers and I have been planning for a couple of weeks now. We are, I want to say like 2 or 3 hours into the party, and someone comes up to me, I don't remember who it was, but someone comes up to me and says, hey, did you invite Alyssa and her cousins? And I was like, no, we basically made sure that if we were inviting her ex, that she wasn't gonna show up. Or if I were to invite her, then we would make sure her ex wouldn't be there. The person who basically came to tell me if I had invited the girls responds back to me and says, the only reason I'm asking is because they're here. And I was like, what? Who invited them? And they were like, well, apparently not you, apparently not your brothers, and apparently not your parents. And I was like, so if they didn't get invited, why are they here? Like, I ended up getting up from the table and I started to walk in their direction, and they still hadn't sat down. They were basically on the side of the house, which is where the entrance for the party was. I went up to them, I said hi, and honestly I just kept my cool. Like, I wasn't upset. It was just more the fact that I had to respect my brother's decision, and my brother wanted to invite his guy friend because obviously it's his birthday. The thing here, guys, is if she knew how to put whatever they had going on to the side, there would definitely be no issue if they both were at the party.
17, I was homeless because my mom went a little bit nuts and lost the house. I was homeless. I had to like find jobs that would like suffice a living, like pay my car bill, pay everything. Like, worst part about this is I was not allowed to work during high school because literally my mom didn't want to drop me off at my job. She never had time. So I never learned financial literacy or like the value of $1. When my aunt started asking for $50 in rent, I was like, what do you mean $50 in rent? Like, that's my phone bill. Like, what the fuck? Now, babe, that's like nothing. Like, I literally wish I could pay $50 in rent now, but now I pay $1,500. So basically I ended up working at this barbecue joint that sucked so many balls, like literally sucked so many balls. It was this old man that owned it, and he literally only hired me because he said I was pretty and I'd bring in traffic. For being like, tell that to your wife, you fucking creep. Literally get out of my face. I literally worked with the most insufferable ass bitches at this job, other than my bestie Tegan, which was actually fun because I got to work with my best friend all the time, and like that was chill. Anyways, this one girl I worked with literally hated me because she found out I wore tampons on my period, and I'm just like, what the literally what? Anyways, while I'm working there, this girl's like making my life kind of like a living hell, and I went to a concert one night, and while I'm leaving in the back-to-back traffic that is when you exit a concert, like that's every time, look at the car ahead of me, and there's this girl that jumps out of the front seat and then starts pooping literally in front of all of the traffic, and I'm like, what is this girl doing? To my absolute dismay, that's my favorite word in the world, it's the girl that was making my life a living hell. I can't wear tampons, but you can poop in the middle of a concert outside with no toilet paper. I watched her pull her pants up without any toilet, just full on pulled her pants up. The people I was in the car with were literally cranked, so when I was like, that's my coworker pooping outside, they were just like, yeah, like that's cool. And I'm just like, no, like you don't get it. My coworker is pooping outside. I'm like watching her poop. Like a Gemini through and through, so if there's any physical way for me to stir the pot in any form or fashion, I am going to do it. The next time I saw her at work, she was really pissing me off, so I was like, did you have fun at the concert the other night? I feel like you might have had fun at I saw you when I was leaving. Did you have fun? She was literally just responding and was like, oh my gosh, I did. I just don't really remember the whole night. And I'm like, yeah, I saw you pooping outside of your car. Denied it, but when I looked at her Instagram, she was wearing the exact same outfit as the girl who was pooping outside of her car. So it's confirmed and definitely true that she was pooping at the concert. Anyways, I ended up quitting that job because they literally had cockroaches and rats and creepy chefs, and I was over it. The thing about me is I am a woman before I'm anything else. You want to complain to me about your man for the 4,000th time, even though you know he treats you like shit? I'm here to listen, babe. I'm not going to tell you you're dumb. I'm just going to listen. You want to message me asking me if your man's been in my phone? I'm going to tell you whether or not he has been. I'm not going to tell you you're insecure and scream at you and flip out. Like, no. That being said, a couple years ago, a girl messaged me asking if she could use my pictures as a catfish so that she could see if her man was like cheating on her. Immediately, I was kind of here for the drama, so I was like, yeah, use all my pictures. Use my name if you want. Like, you're an idiot, Emily. You have a boyfriend. Also, he's gonna genuinely think it's you. She like did exactly that. She made an account with my name and my pictures and was like messaging her boyfriend off of it. And he was obviously messaging back. I don't know. I guess I kind of just assumed like after she'd gotten what she wanted, like him messaging back and her being able to prove that he's a lying, cheating asshole, she would like get off the account. Instead, she used it to bully people, and I started getting messages from people's parents. Like, hey, I don't know if this is you or not, but this is like your account. It says your name and your pictures, and you're like bullying my child. And I was like, no, I'm not. I just was like, hey, could you like delete your account? They're saying like you're bullying people off of this account with my face and name attached to it. Like, I just really don't want to get like sued or in jail or like look like an asshole. He was like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry. I didn't really think about that. I'm like, girl, what the hell? Like, what the hell? Okay, well, a couple weeks go by and I get a message from her man. We'll call him Joshua. Hi, Joshua. Hi, Joshua. He's like, hey, I don't know if you are the person who runs this account, but like we've been talking for weeks and like, do you know who I am? And I'm like, this is sick. This is actually sick. Kind of conflicted because I'm like, do I rat her out that she's the one on this account? Did she not tell him that she's the one on this account? Did she not break up with him? So I unblocked this girl and I messaged her again and I'm like, did you even know this guy? Because he thinks that we're like talking. She blocks me. Immediately blocks me. So I'm like, you know what? I am not protecting this chick anymore. Like, I'm not protecting you anymore. I'm telling him what the hell is good. And I told him like the whole situation. I'm like, basically your girlfriend wanted to use my pictures to be able to catfish you and see if you were a cheater. And then she was going to delete the account. And he's like, I haven't had a girlfriend in 2 years. I'm just like, oh, so that's like beautiful, perfect, and amazing. Do you know her by any chance? Like, is this a person you know? And then I tell him her name. And it was his ex-girlfriend. She was down bad. Ladies, while I love all of you and you're all beautiful, perfect, amazing angels, please don't ever do that. Ultimately, she used my name and face to bully people and catfish her ex-boyfriend. She stopped using the account, but it is still up, so you can find it.
To get fired from my job that I literally just started. Since the age of 15, I've had several jobs and I've never been fired, so I find this funny. Yesterday, at the end of my shift, my manager was like, hey, I need to talk to you. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're giving me so much anxiety. And then she pulls me far away from all of my coworkers. And I was like, okay, now you're really giving me anxiety. Am I getting fired? Like, I was laughing because I was like, there's no way. She pulled me aside to tell me that my face looked so miserable at work that she didn't think I was a good fit for the job. I didn't know what to say. I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm not miserable. Like, I have nothing against this job. I told her I knew I had a resting bitch face, but I didn't realize I looked that awful at work. I subconsciously have to remember to raise my eyebrows and make my face look pleasant and welcoming, because if not, I look like the meanest human being alive and I look like I have a raging attitude when in actuality, my face is just chillin'. For example, this is what I look like. Miserable, awful. Anyway, I guess we'll see if I get fired today for having a ugly face at work. It was just a minimum wage job, waiter job. I honestly don't really care if they fire me, like, it's not a big deal.
No mires este video sin ver la primera parte, de todos modos, así que, mis amigos están sentados con él y él le dice que tiene un complejo de Dios y que ha venido a limpiar la tierra, ok. Luego, también procede a decirles a mis amigos que piensa en cortar las partes del cuerpo de las personas y guardarlas, Está diciendo las cosas más demoníacas de su bolsillo con una cara muy seria, como si no fuera una broma para él y no estuviera tratando de ser gracioso. Fue en este momento que mis amigos estaban un poco preocupados y comenzaron a tomarme en serio lo que estaba diciendo. No me quedé en mi apartamento durante aproximadamente 2 semanas y me comuniqué con la oficina a la mañana siguiente y les conté toda la información sobre él caminando de un lado a otro con un hacha y sobre él, diciéndonos que está pensando en cortar las partes del cuerpo de las personas y tirarlas. Se lo dije a la oficina y dijeron, bueno, todavía no ha hecho nada, así que no nos lo tomamos en serio. Un día, mientras estaba en el complejo de apartamentos recogiendo mi ropa para ir a pasar la noche a otro lugar, apareció en mi puerta golpeando mi puerta. Por suerte, mis amigos habían terminado. Corrí a mi habitación y dije, es él, y estaban como, ¿cómo lo sabes? Y yo estaba como, puedo sentirlo. Y adivina qué, fue él, y llamé a la policía, y la policía le dijo que dejara de acosarme y lo dejara en paz. Pero la policía una vez más no me estaba tomando en serio. Esta fue la segunda vez que los contacté sobre cómo me amenazan por mi seguridad. Y no les importó, no se lo tomaron en serio. Aunque el complejo de apartamentos dijo que tenían videos de él caminando por los pasillos con su hacha, todavía no me tomarían en serio. Y tampoco lo haría la policía. Hasta que Storytime echó a 2 chicas a casa desde el bar una noche y luego las persiguió por los pasillos del complejo de apartamentos con un cuchillo. Llamaron a la policía, invadieron el edificio, finalmente lo atraparon y fue a la cárcel durante 24 horas y luego fue liberado y expulsado del complejo de apartamentos y nunca lo volví a ver. Pero lo único que dejó atrás fue su hacha y su casco, que es realmente espeluznante. Pero sí, esa es la historia.
I got heartbroken in Paris last night. Let me tell you what happened. I met my man. We were talking in the club literally for an hour. This man was cute. He wasn't the tallest. Tell me why his opening line was, "You look like my ex-girlfriend." There's no way, you guys. And I don't know why I still talk. No, I do know why I still talk to him. I gave him a chance because he was cute. We were talking. He was calling me Habibi. He bought me and my friend drinks. And then we went to the bathroom, right? Or I went to the bathroom and he stayed back with my friends. This is where everything happened. Tell me why. When I'm in the bathroom, guys, you know what he tells my friends? He's like, I'm gonna marry this girl. I love her. And then he's like, even though I'm more attractive than her. Like, how are you gonna say that? And then, that's not even the worst part. Afterwards, he told my friends, he's like, is she really rich? Which, like, makes 0 sense. I don't know why he would say that because I didn't say anything about money. That was not, like, a topic that we talked about. And it really caught me off guard. Because when I came back from the bathroom, my friends told me, right? And I was like, what? Like, that makes no sense. I was like, are you sure? Like, I couldn't believe it. Especially because I feel like in their culture, like, they're providers. Like, why would he ask about money? I don't know. I wanted to believe it was a misunderstanding. He was so dramatic. So, like, he was blaming my friends. And then I told him, like, well, like, I'm sorry. Like, I felt bad. I don't know. I kind of believed him. And
You believed him?
for a second, I believed him. But, like, not like that. I was like, well, like, I'm just gonna stay with my friends. You know, they're already a little mad. So I'm just gonna stay back with them. And then he just left me. And, girl, tell me why I see him, like, 5 minutes later talking to some other girl. Thought we had something special. You guys, he texted me. Well, I texted him first because I was missing him before I saw him with the other girl. And I was like, I'm sorry, just to see what he would say. Because I told my friend, I'm like, I missed him. She's like, just text him. I'm like, okay. And then, this morning, look what I woke up to. Ow! Yeah. And I just texted him back. I was like, my friends already told me what you said about me. Because he said that he's more attractive than me. Like, now, why would you say that? And you thought that they were going to tell me. Let me tell you something. If you're a girl and you have a hard time finding a man, just come to Europe. If you're Latina especially, they love Latinas. Like, it's not a joke when they said they love Latinas. If you've heard that, it's true. Like, guys, literally the men will be all over you. I kid you not. And guys here actually talk to you. And they actually shoot their shot. And they actually, like, try to get at you. I feel like in the US, it's, like, a little bit more rare. Men are not as bold over there. I miss my habibi. Just kidding. I really want to talk to the guy that works here at the hotel. I saw him this morning, but I'm nervous to talk to him.
No, I don't think you understand. I'm obsessed.
Okay, I'm going on a date with this beautiful Turkish man UFC fighter who I used to date, and I need to tell you guys about this man. Okay, so a couple years ago, I met this guy, and he was a Turkish UFC fighter. And you guys don't know this about me, but I box. Like, I love boxing. I box with a professional boxer, and I'm like super into it. So I was like, yes, please. Do you see that little fluff? Oh my God, I think it's stuck. We hung out like a bunch back then, and he didn't speak English, like at all. But he was so gorgeous, and I think I was like so over men that I was like, perfect. I can just stare at you. We don't really need to talk. Like, whatever. He helped me build that thing. Like, how random. With no verbal communication. Then it like kind of just fizzled out. I mean, the English wasn't there, and I was just like, okay, where's this gonna go? And he moved, and it was just like, okay. Earlier this year, I would see him on Abbott Kinney all the time. And I was like, are you stalking me? Like, what's going on? And he was like, no, I want to buy a house. And then he had English all of a sudden. He's like, no, I want to buy a house here. I love Venice, but he does not live close. But I literally would see him on Abbott Kinney like every day. And I was not into him anymore. I was like just actually not dating anyone. So over everyone. But I was actually thinking about him like yesterday or the day before. I'm like, I wonder what that guy's up to. And weirdly enough, I'm sitting at my desk working like an hour ago, and he FaceTimes me being like, I want to see you. Let's go grab food. The Leafs are in the playoffs, which is my team because I'm from Toronto, and I kind of love hockey, but I don't have any cable. So I'm like, let's go watch the game. So that's like our plan, I guess. But it's a terrible plan because one, we're in LA. Nobody's watching hockey at any sports bar. And if they are, they're not watching the Toronto Maple Leafs play Tampa, you know? And two, the game already started like an hour ago. So I have no idea what our plans are, but he's picking me up in like literally 5 minutes. I was like, I'm not ready yet. He's like, I'll wait. A guy that will wait for me to do my makeup though is a keeper. But anyway, it might be more of a friendly date, honestly, because we were friends for a while. That would be perfect, honestly, too, because I have been craving male friends, and it's really hard to get those in LA because boys don't want to be your friends here. At least not the ones that I've met. I'm sure there are some, but I haven't found them yet. So I don't know where we're going. I have no idea. I like wish someone could just tell me what to do, but I want a Caesar salad, and as long as I get that, I'm happy. I am becoming a pro at these speed round get ready with me's. Like, it's been so quick. I don't know what to wear. This might be the final. I'm probably gonna change, but he's here.